Retirement and overwhelming debt do not go together. But learning how to get a fresh start and enjoying your retirement do. Let me tell you how. Hi, my name is Attorney Jack Morrison, and this is the second video in a series that hopefully help you realize when you're in a financial difficulty, things that you can do in order to resolve those financial difficulties. So you're at or near retirement age. Those golden years, at least that's what everybody's trying to tell you. But they may not be golden to you. I mean, you've worked, you've had income, you've put a home over your head and your family's head, you've bought cars, you've clothed them, you've fed your children, your family. In some cases, you put them through college, they got married. You might even have grandkids at this particular point. So you've done a lot in life that you have so far. It's just that now the money end is catching up with you. Life was pretty good, and then all of a sudden something happened. So you either lost your job, you got sick, or you got divorced, or a combination of all of them. And then your world was turned upside down, and it was not for the better. So now you're to the point of you should be enjoying the time that you have with all the work that you put in. You should be enjoying your grandkids, enjoying time off that you don't have to work the 40 some odd hours or more every week, but you can't. You owe more income, or I should say you owe more people than the income you have in order to pay them off. So what are you going to do? The name of this video is Retirement and Overwhelming Debt Do Not Go Together, but discovering how to get a fresh start and enjoying your retirement do. Let me tell you how. Over the number of years that I've worked with individuals who have experienced financial difficulties, the biggest thing that I see is that they all want to pay back that debt. It's not like they rack up a debt and I don't want to pay this ever back. They generally want to pay that back. It's just that they're slowly realizing that they can't. And to come to that conclusion is a big step moving forward. Because generally it's whoever screams the loudest gets paid. You seem to always be in that situation where you never have enough money to pay everybody back, but you seem to have enough money to exist, but that's all you're doing, you're existing. Getting older doesn't help either. Obviously, you can't work 2 jobs or do the overtime you did when you were 25 years old. So it's taking its toll. You're not enjoying your life, you're existing, and even that you're probably doing not enjoying it by any stretch of the imagination. So you're frustrated, you're ashamed, you're embarrassed, you're ticked off, and you're scared. I mean, you really are in a situation that you never thought you'd be in this situation when you're going into your retirement age. And because it's money, the question is that nobody talks about money, especially when you owe money. Nobody wants to talk to you, or you don't want to be talking to them about that. So if you're in that situation, that you're nearing retirement and you have overwhelming debt and you can't afford to pay, what do you do? So what's the answer? Consider bankruptcy. So hold on. Before you stop the video and change this, hear me out. Again, when I was talking to most of the people, once we get to the point where I mention the word bankruptcy, all of a sudden it has that negative connotation. It's like, oh my God, you're one of those people. You're a financial loser. You're taking advantage of the system. It just has that negative connotation. I know that. But then what's that adage that people say, you can never judge somebody unless you walk in their shoes? I mean, if you're owing debt and you're going through this now, you wouldn't probably want to wish this on your worst enemy, because you don't talk about it, because it all goes back to that money situation. And again, if you don't want to be, at least for that first video, that judgment proof that I talked about where you're on fixed income and most likely you won't have to pay back the debt if they bring you to court. But you're saying, I don't want to go through this. I don't want my life to be every 6 months I got to get myself all worked up to go into the publicly embarrassed to do all this again. You don't have to. It boils down to when people are in that situation, I say calmly, if you shut your eyes and you fast forward yourself a year from today, and if you can picture yourself, you don't owe the credit card, you don't owe the personal loans, you don't owe the medical bills, I mean, could you survive? And so I'll ask you that question. If your situation that you're in right now, go out a year, and if you didn't owe the credit cards, you didn't owe the personal loans, you didn't owe any of the medical bills, could you survive? And if you answer yes to that, then you got to seriously consider bankruptcy. So how does bankruptcy work? So I'm going to give you a quick nutshell of how this whole process works. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to file a petition. And that petition basically lists all your financial assets. So the stuff you owe, the stuff you own, the stuff you might have a mortgage or a loan against, the stuff you think you're going to get, life insurance policy or inheritance or something like that, if you are. So it really lists all your assets at that point. Once you file the petition, bankruptcy court sends a notice to all the people that you owe money within a couple weeks after you file. And at that point, all collection activity has to stop. I mean, they can't call you, they can't send you letters or whatever. It all stops at that point. The next thing, probably within 30 to 45 days from the day you file, we're going to have a date that you have to appear at, they call it a Section 341. It's a trustee hearing. I'm there with you if you hire or retain our services in order to represent you. But basically, a trustee is a person who's hired by the bankruptcy court, and his or her job is they're an attorney, and they want to verify that what you listed in your petition is in fact true and accurate. You're not hiding anything, and you've disclosed everything. It generally takes anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, assuming that you provided all the information to the trustee and you're not hiding anything. At the end of that meeting, then we wait another 60 days, which gives time for the creditors to file a claim against you if they thought that you did something illegal. In other words, you ran up a credit card, bought a whole bunch of TVs, and were selling the TVs and collecting the cash, and now you decide to file bankruptcy and not pay them back. Again, majority of the people are honest people that, unfortunately, debt got away with them, got the best of them, I should say. After those 60 days, you get what they call a discharge from the bankruptcy court. And really what the legal significance is that all the people who you listed as creditors, people that you owe money, you have no legal obligation to pay them. The debt's gone, in other words, as it relates to you. So from the day you file to the day you get that discharge on a Chapter 7 is about 3.5 to 4 months. And at that point, your debt is gone. You get that fresh start, and you're starting your financial life over again. So that's briefly what bankruptcy is about. So the question now is that what's next? The next video that we have coming up is that, how to improve your credit after filing bankruptcy. A lot of people, it's kind of a two-step. They realize that, okay, I heard that bankruptcy eliminates my debt, but now I don't want to be in a situation I never, ever, ever can get credit again. And it's not true. So that third video you want to listen to, that'll give you ideas and suggestion after you, or if you decided that you're filing bankruptcy or do decide to file bankruptcy, that you can use in order to help improve your credit. The other thing I just want to point out is you'll notice on the bottom of the screen it says schedule an appointment now, or something to that effect. Biggest thing is that anytime during this, if you're watching this video series, that button will allow you to set up a free 20-minute consultation. And the consultation is more of an opportunity to allow you to hear from me based upon your situation if it's something that I can help you with. And on your end is a situation if you wanted to move forward and see if bankruptcy is an option that could get you, in this case where I said if in the 1-year period the debt was gone and you could live your life a lot easier, could you survive? I mean, if you made that decision and you wanted to speak more with me to see if that's a possibility, then click on that schedule. It'll put you on, it'll get you on my schedule. You can pick times that I'm available that we can talk and discuss your particular situation. So until that last video, we'll see you then.